Hello, welcome back. This is Shariful. So in our last lecture we have seen the listener class based in our Maven project. Okay, so in this class, this session we'll see the test.xml file, how we can decorate or organize our test.xml file, as well as we'll update our pom.xml file, and then we'll run our test classes, all the classes from test.xml file as well as from the pom.xml file. So this is our the test.xml file. So here I have a listener class. You can see this listener class here. Your listener, listener class information in your XML file, test.xml, have to have right after your suit level, right after the suit, and then you need to open create a listener's opening and closing tag. Then you have to write this way: the listener class name, then your package name, like our package name. This is our package name, and dot class name. So class is listener. Okay, here is a class name. So this is the format to write our listener class in our test.xml file. And after that, your test module, your module, like right now I have a test module, name is by default test. I will keep it as it is. And then your classes, all the classes between the classes, and then class name, then your package name dot class name. Now it depends, it's up to you how you are going to keep or organize your classes, all the methods inside a classes. You can put all the classes in one test module, or you can make some separate, put multiple inside the multiple test module. So let's distribute that. Okay, I'm going to, so here valid test, I will keep example the first inside the first module name is test, and I will keep the valid test, this one, the valid test. Okay, valid title test I will put here, and I will make some more module. Okay, let's create some more. So this is here is the way we'll write some, create another test module. Say test name, we'll give a name, validating navigation, say bar. This is another new test module, and inside this test module I will create some, I will put a test class. So so I'll write classes here, classes, and between the classes I will write the class name. Class name equals to, it should be I'm going to put navigation bar test, this one, sorry, let's put this one, navigation bar test. Copy, let's this one and put here. Right. Okay, and then I will create, then I will have to be close. Let's, okay, test, sorry, okay, this is the test, so I have to close this, copy this here, close this test also for the first module. Now create another one. Let's create another module, test folder. So give a name, this one I'm going to give a name, validating login. This is just a test module I'm giving, and then I'll put the logging test, this one. Copy between classes, right? So classes here, classes, and between the classes I will put this module, right, the logging page test. Okay, and then close the test. So this test is closed, and for this test is closed, and then for this one is also close the other one. Okay, so I have a 3 module. One is test, another one is validating navigation, another one validating login. Validating test, validating title. Okay, let's give a name title. Validating title. Validating title. Okay, so let's save it. Good. Okay, so looks good, and then close at the end. Should. So this is the way you can update, you can change or redesign your test.xml file. Okay, let's run it. Okay, this is our test.xml file. So looks everything good. Okay, run as tests in Suite. Okay, looks good. It's popped up here. Okay, looks like we got an error. What kind of error we got? Okay, it's saying Java null point exception and the base class. On the base class, you can see, click on there. It's a null point exception. It means you will understand what is the null point exception. Null point exception, like your driver or your reference variable is not pointing to the object or to the class it's supposed to. Okay, so it's a driver, it's missing to point the object. And its base class here, you can see it's saying this over here. It means here, like a driver, it somehow is missing to point. You can see all the driver is somehow is missing to point this get short, this method. So it means this driver means this is all the driver is here, and also the driver we declared at the top. Okay, we can see here. Oh, you can see here. We make the WebDriver, this driver variable, global variable, right? We make it a static, public static. So here we don't need anymore this WebDriver here. The driver is return type WebDriver. We don't need, because we already said over here the driver variable is type is WebDriver. So we don't need here this one. We don't need here the return type. Just we can put the driver. And similarly for the properties, the prop variable, we can move here. Where is the prop variable? Here. Okay, we don't need the return type here because we already said the prop variable return type is properties class. Okay, and one more thing, I believe, navigation test. Okay, here in this test, navigation bar test, we have a before method to launch our to initialize our driver, launch a URL, do the test. There is a 2 test case, like one is to verify the navigation bar, another one is to select the drop down option, one of them. After that we didn't close, so let's close the window. So let's close the window. We'll use here navigation bar. Here we'll use not after method, we'll use after test. Let's use after test. Okay, because after method, if you use after method, this method will execute after each and every class method we have, test method we have. So it will execute twice. So if it's execute twice, if it's execute after every test case, so it will close this one, and when it will move to here, it will not get open the window. Okay, so then we have to change this before test to after, the before method. So let's move this one after test. So this time we have to move after test, import after test package. Okay, that should work now. It should close. Okay, let's save it. Okay, let's go back to test.ng file, save it again, and then let's run it. Okay, finger crossed, looks good. Okay, it invoked the page. Let's see, here we go, looks good. Okay, it goes to the page, and then it should, first one is done for the navigation bar, and this is the second one to select the drop down option. Okay, it should select over here the selenium option. Okay, yeah, it was very quick. So the third one, it's for the login test, so it should click on the login button at the very bottom and then enter the username and password, following our data provider annotation. So it should go down. Okay, it's click on the login, so now it should type username and password. Here we go, looks good, pretty good. Okay, looks pretty good. So you can see here is the report. The total test run 4 methods runs, failure 0, escape 0. If you go result of running test suite, here you can see all the test. Okay, the suite inside we have a validating title. That's our validating title. It's our test the module name, and inside the the method name valid title is pass. Then the page title is pass. Page title this pass. There's another method, it's navigation bar. There's another test module navigation bar, the navigation bar, and it has a method name navigation bar test. You'll see navigation bar test, and definitely there is a drop down. We use drop down method, and then you can see all of them, and then the login one for the base page login, and this is the username and password. Looks, everything is good. And if you click on failed test, there's nothing, there's no test failed. Okay, and the looks summary is good. Okay, so looks good. Let's go to our pom.xml file. So our pom.xml file, now it's time to design, organize our pom.xml file. So let's close the stubs, all the stubs I need now. So pom.xml file, you can see how it comes. So this is the default configuration. Okay, the properties tag, and then you can see, it's started with the group ID, artifact ID, group ID. When you create the project, we have to give a group ID. I believe you remember that. I give this exactly the same name, and artifact is like the project name, so those are the information. It comes by default with the pom.xml file. Properties tags, tag, and then dependency. You can see there is a dependency. Okay, and between these dependencies we have a dependency. There is a one default dependency. It's called JUnit. So dependency is nothing, all the jar files. Okay, since it's a pom is the file, XML file is a part of Maven, the project build management tool. So it is the central place that will handle and manage all the dependencies. So up until now, we have to inject all the jar file physically to our project. So when you move to the pom.xml file or Maven, you don't need to inject physically download those jar files and inject to the project. Instead of that, you will just put the dependency code, that's accurate, the jar file you need. If you go to, let me show you. If you go to our the Maven repository, where is the jar file? you say Maven Repository, right? You'll go here. So example, what jar we need a Selenium Java jar. Click on there, search, and you can say Selenium Java, and here is the version 3.141, and here we have, this is a jar. Here is the jar file we download we used to do, and now it's for the POM. All you have to do, you have to copy, this is the code, okay? You have to copy this code instead of the physical jar file. So copy this and paste it here between these dependencies, right? Between these dependencies tag. So just keep it, this JUnit is fine, you know. Let's put this one. Okay, so now this is dependency for in the Selenium Selenium Java, and we need more dependency. We need more dependency. Let me show you. Okay, so similarly we need dependency for test-ng. So test-ng dependency, test-ng is a plugin, so we have to add this test-ng as a plugin as well as a dependency, right? So you will say test-ng, click on here, click on, and then the version we use, it's called 6.143. so whatever the version you have, if you use 7 you get the 7, so I use 6.143. Click on there, and here you can, you know, copy this, go back here, put in between the dependencies right here. And so similarly we need common IOs, so copy the common IOs, go here and search commons IO, and then Apache common IO, go here and then get that 2.6. this is the version, whatever the version you use, copy this and go back to the pom.xml file and put this one here, right? So similarly we need, if you use extend report, okay, extend report, you need 2 more dependency. It's like up to you if you use, you know, I will show later on if we use extend report. This is, so this is the 2 more dependency. It's related with extend reports. Extend report is another testing external features that's create, you know, extend report other than HTML report. There is a HTML report we can see, which is built-in part of testing, but there is a, you know, external report which is comes with much more better features for the reporting, you know, features. To do, if we use extend report, that time we have to use this, you know, dependency. I just put now, I mean, you know, we'll see that if we need to use, so if you use it will work, you know. We have to put then both these 2 dependency, right? And then if we use WebDriver, let's say we'll check later on if we need a WebDriver or not. Okay, now I would say for this, so this is the all dependency we have. Okay, dependency. Okay, now let's go to here, properties. Okay, now let's go to here. Here we're going to, so for the properties we have to add 2 more compiler information, like it's based on your Java version. So here you will, between this property stack, you will say maven.compiler.source. so if you have a, you know, a 1.8 version Java version, whatever your version, you put the Java version here, Maven compiler source, and then another one is for the target, Maven compiler target. Okay, now we have to put few more stuff. So we have to put build stuff. Okay, we have to well, we have to put a we have to put a one plugin. It's called Maven Surefire plugin. Maven Surefire plugin, it's a let you run your script. Okay, like without that plugin, the script is not going to run. So what's the plugin? We'll type in your Google Maven Surefire. So we'll come here, Maven Surefire, and then go here, their official page, and then you will click on uses. Here you can see, best practice is to define the version of Surefire you want to use in your POM file or parent. So this is the Surefire. You can copy this one from the build up to build. Copy this and put this one before the dependency, after the properties tag, and before the dependency here. Okay, let's put this one here. Your build tag would be like this. Let's make this one right. Just a little bit reorganized. Okay, here we go. Okay, anyway, so your build is like here, the plugin management, the plugin. It's without this plugin, Surefire plugin, okay, script is not going to run. The Maven is not going to execute. Okay, and this is the version. Okay, so this is your Maven, and after that we have to add our after the version here, this is the place where you are going to add our test.xml file, because test.xml file have the configuration about have the knowledge about all the classes, all the methods, the listener class, everything. So you in our POM file, we need to give a knowledge about our test.xml file. So the POM file is like a center, right? Center of your whole project. It will invoke your test.xml file, and then script will execute as per design on test.xml file. So that's why we need to give a knowledge about our test.xml file in pom.xml file, and this is the place. It should be built inside a build after the version your Surefire. I have to give our test.xml information. Okay, so it just few code here. After this here version, you will just put here. You will say configuration, the configuration tag. So closing between the configuration and configuration tag, you will have a suit.xml file, then suit.xml file equals to whatever your test.xml file name, like test.xml, and close this. Okay, so pretty much that's it. And okay, pretty much that's it. And one more. Okay, let's see. Save it and run it. And when you are going to run, you are going to first do the build, Maven build, and then we'll do, you can do Maven build, Maven clean, then Maven build, then you can run the Maven test. Okay, let's do the Maven clean first. So it will clean your Maven, your previous scripting history. So looks like build success, looks good. So let's run it. You can say Maven test. It automatically will build, and then it will run the script. Let's do it. Okay, looks like we got error. So let's see what kind of error we got. It said failed to execute goal. Okay, org Apache Maven plugin 3. Okay, compiler default goal. Okay, so it's saying compilation error. It's giving you one compilation error. Which is no compiler is provided in this environment. Perhaps you're running on JRE rather than JDK. Okay, so maybe it's it should run. If you remember that it's in our, when you download the Java, Java has a JDK, and we create our Java file, the Java environment variable, based on our JDK directory path. So JDK should run, for a Java platform. So it's some reason, maybe it's changed the JDK, the directory path. Instead of JDK, it changed to JRE. How can we check it? Okay, let me go to our site. Let's see, if you go to Code and Box Automation Lab, and then at the very bottom you can see there is some error and exception. If you go Maven, you can search on Google. Okay, you can search, just copy the error, like you can copy this error and then paste on Google. You will see tons of the people, they have the similar issues, and you can check one by one solution page. So as well, you can check in our site too. In our site, I have based on Maven, based on test engine, I'm trying to get a different type of error. It's usually happen, and the solution, you can see no compiler is provided, is the environment paths, it's the same error. Okay, and so what's the solution? Okay, in this here solution. Okay, you can follow the solution here. It says solution 2 or 3. Okay, number 2. Let's click on there, the link here in this page. It's saying solution follow 2 or 3, number 2 or 3. Okay, number 2, run Maven in Eclipse. Okay, let's follow. Go to the window preferences Java, install JRE. Window preferences Java, install JRE. Window preferences, then Java, window preferences Java, install. Where is the install JRE is. Install JRE here. You can see now it looks like, if you double click this one, it shows the JRE home. It's changed the JRE path. The path, directory path is now JRE, but it should be JDK, because we create our Java path based on our JDK. If you remember, okay, I can show you. If you go, if you click on there, okay, if you go to your system, advanced system, type on advanced system. Okay, type of advanced system properties, and then come over here, or you can go to advanced system from control panel. Then under the advanced environment variable, if you see Java, our path we create, you can see our Java. Okay, our variable name Java underscore home we created. It's based on JDK, but it's changed to JRE. Okay, you can see here it's changed to JRE. Everything is right except instead of JDK, okay, it's moved to the JRE. So that's why we need to JDK here. We need to also JDK. Rest of them it's fine. 1.8020 JDK. Let's make sure this both are same. 180.221. Okay, let's make it all same. 221. Okay. Okay. 201. Okay, let's make 201. Okay, 201 JDK. Okay, now it's changed to JDK. Apply, close. Okay, let's save it. Update Maven. Anything you change in a Maven project, you do update. So then you go to Maven, your project, click on Maven, and then update your project. You can say update project, select your project, click on OK. So let's updating. Good. Okay, let's run it again. Run it. Let's do Maven clean first. Good. And then Maven test, ambient test. Okay, looks good. Stylus looks good. When you run first time, it may take a little bit extra time to download all the jar files behind the scene. Based on your dependency, you put it here. All the jar files will download behind the scene from Maven Repository side, and then will inject with your project. So it may take a little bit extra time, but looks good. Okay, it's invoke the pages like as per our test.xml design. So first one will the valid the menu bar, and after that second one will select drop down option. One of the option is for Selenium. Pretty good. It should change over here. Drop down example. Here it's Selenium. It changed. It was very quick. And third one, we'll click on login button. We'll click on login button and then enter username and password and click on login. Looks pretty good. Wow, awesome, fantastic. So here is the final report. You can see it's you can say it says test run 4, failure 0. So it's a no failure, nothing. So build success, everything is good. It will tell you total time, how long is finished, everything. Okay, looks pretty good. And you can see the result, running time from here to all the test. You can see summaries, and then go back to console. Okay, here, and also you can see the report. Also test.ng, there is an XML report. Okay, let's see there. Where is the XML report? We can just refresh it, and then test output, and then you will see there is a index HTML folder. There's HTML file, and then right click properties, get the location path, then open your browser, paste the URL, hit enter. Here we go. You can see this is the HTML report. It's a part of test.ng features, built-in features of test.ng. You can see here it shows 4 methods you result. Okay, 4 methods, 4 passed. And if you click on show button here, it will show you all the method from the left side, 1 2 3 4, and also on the right side it will show you your package name, your package name, and then your test cases, right? The classes, different classes, and in every classes how many method you have. It shows like navigation bar test class. I have a 2 method, one base page navigation and drop down select. Okay, so 2 method, and inside login page test I have a 1 method. All are pass. Okay, this is the HTML report. In real life, if you use this, you can just take a screenshot and you can share with your upper management. Okay, so that's pretty much, that's all for the Maven. Okay, so finally we'll able to create a successful project based on Maven, where we use all the necessary dependency, and then we use we inject our test.ng files, we inject our listener classes, all those things. So pretty much that's it. One more thing probably you can try, that you can use WebDriver Manager. WebDriver Manager is another dependency that is used to replace your physical WebDriver. Instead of, like, I can show you. In our base class, what I did in our base class, what we did, we put for our driver, we said system.set property, and then this is a key of our driver, and this is the directory path of our driver, right? So this is as usual we do. Instead of you download a physical driver and then you declare the path of the driver, instead of doing this, we can use a dependency, and that dependency it's called the WebDriver Manager, and that dependency will help you to download the appropriate executable file, like if it's a Chrome driver or Firefox Gecko driver, whatever the driver that's compatible with your browser, with your Chrome browser or Firefox driver, it will download automatically behind the scene like other jars, and then it will invoke, will use to invoke your browser and do the script. Okay, here I can do it. Let me so that time what we have to do, we have to change something, so it's gonna be much more easier to manage. Then you don't have to worry about this, your executable file, you don't have to download anymore. So let's put a comment for this line, and what we are going to write here, we're going to use a WebDriver Manager. So it's called WebDriver Manager. WebDriver Manager is a class dot. Okay, WebDriver Manager is a class, and then let's hover our mouse so that we see that okay, fix project. Okay, let's click on fix project, nothing there. Okay, we need that jar file. Okay, we need that jar file. So what can I do? Let's WebDriver Manager. Okay, let me put the jar file first in our pom.xml file. Here the jar would be, you can WebDriver Manager, you can search on Maven Repository page. Let's go MBN Repository and type here WebDriver Manager, WebDriver Manager. Let's type it. Fixture. Okay, search, type everything all together. Okay, WebDriver Manager all together, click on search, then this is the one, IO GitHub. Okay, Bonnie Garcia. So this is the WebDriver Manager. Okay, jar, click on over there. It's a part of GitHub. I have a totally separate video about this how to use this WebDriver Manager and what is the benefit. If you go to YouTube, okay, youtube.com, and then you search our project, our channel, Code and Box Automation Lab. In our Code and Box Automation Lab, we have, if you go channel, playlist here, WebDriver Manager, I believe in framework. Okay, Selenium, I think Selenium practice. If you go Selenium practice playlist, and then if you go all the way down, you can see there is a Selenium. One of the tutorial or video is called how to use WebDriver Manager API so that no driver required to launch browser. Okay, watch this video and then it will have a complete idea about this WebDriver Manager. So anyways, go back to here. We're going to use the WebDriver Manager. If I use, so here is 3.7 or 3.8, whatever the version you are going to use. So click on here, and this is the dependency for the WebDriver Manager. So you copy this, come back to your pom.xml file and insert in under the dependency, right here under the dependency, save it, and then go back to our base class. In our base class, we're going to type here, there's a line instead of this traditional set properties method using to declare your executable file. Here we're going to type a line, it's called WebDriver Manager, WebDriver Manager dot, you will see it's not going to show you until it's that now you can see, yes, okay, WebDriver Manager. Now you can see all the method inside this classes WebDriver Manager. One of the class will say for the Chrome, we're going to use a Chrome driver, then we'll use the setup, okay. So similarly for Firefox, we're going to use, for the Firefox we're going to use the same thing, just instead of Chrome driver we'll use Firefox driver method. So here we're going to use WebDriver Manager dot Firefox driver dot setup, Firefox driver dot setup, right? So that's all you have to do. Okay, save it, and then now go back to our pom.xml file, save it again, right click, run as let's do the Maven clean. Okay, build success. So right, run as, do the Maven test. Let's see if it gets the driver or not. Okay, looks good to me. So invoke the browser, good sign. Yeah, you see, so this time we didn't use our traditional set property method, which is declare the driver key as well as the directory path of the driver. Instead of that, we use WebDriver Manager, the class, which is we have a jar, we put the jar and then use the WebDriver Manager dot Chrome driver dot setup or Firefox, just one single line. It's reduce about the declaring the directory path of the driver exe file and the key also. So it's everything is good. So this is another benefit using the Maven, that it's give you the one central place to put all of your dependency to make your framework dynamic. Okay, it makes you robust your automation, and it's reduce your line of code and some hassle too. Okay, awesome, pretty good. So you can see test run 4, failure 0, error. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, so pretty much that's all about this, the Maven project. So just before we conclude conclude this project, just one more thing I would like to show you. I mean, that's all about the the Maven, how the building the project, everything, and run from the pom.xml file. You can run your project also from command prompt, without this, your Eclipse. I mean, you build your project, everything is good, set up everything's there, so you can run your project also from through the command prompt. How can you do this? You have to go to your project folder. I mean, you have to be in your project directory. So let me go to my project. So here's my username, and then you can see my project should be here. My project is called Maven example. You can see this is a Maven example. So Maven example here, and then from here you can just type cmd. So your command prompt will be in your project directory. So either you can open your go to your command prompt this way, or you can just open your command prompt, and then you go to your username, and then you go to the Maven example like cd, then this is the folder. So the bottom line, you have to be in your project directory. After that, here you will type mvn. So to do any command based on the Maven project, you have to use mvn. Then first we said we want to clean. We'll clean before you build and execute any project. First we'll clean. So build success. Okay, then mvn, you can either build it again or you can test it. You can say for test it, just mvn space test. Hit enter. Now this command should invoke our pom.xml file, and then pom.xml file will invoke our testing.xml file, and then it will execute the code as per design our testing.xml file. You see, it's popped up the browser, and then you see it's going to our site. Okay, so this is the first test case for the navigation bar. Then it will ping the next one. So next one will be selecting drop down option. Here we go. And then the last one is going to be for login test. Okay, looks good. So it goes down, click on the login button. Now it will enter the username and password. Awesome. And now you can see also result here in command prompt. You can see the test run 4, failure 0, error 0, escape 0. This is it's in a test suite. The result, this is the result you can see, and build success. It tell you that how long the execute will run. 1 minute 35 seconds. Finish, this is the date and time, everything. So it looks pretty good. Okay, that's the way you can also invoke your pom.xml file from command prompt without your Eclipse. Okay, sometimes they ask you in an interview, can you run your pom.xml file without your editor like Eclipse or IntelliJ? Can you run it from the command prompt? You have to say yes, we can do it. What's the command? It's very simple. First, if you need to clean your project, so you will say mbn space clean, and after that you can build it, mbn space build, or you can compile it, mbn space compile, or you can directly type mbn space test. It will automatically build and compile, okay, before it's execute the script, and then it will give you the final result. Okay, so that's all for the Maven that you need to know based on the Maven, how you can create your project. You inject all of your dependency, your any other your testing.xml files, everything's okay. I hope you enjoyed and you will learn how to build a project based on Maven. Thank you so much, and you have a good one.